Yo, what is up? Hope you're well. Hope the family's doing well. I have another training for you. If you guys do not know who I am, if this is your first video or second video watching, my name is Chester Carupo. I'm a nutritionist and lifestyle coach here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm just your average Filipino that can dance and unfortunately cannot sing. We've helped about 1,400 Filipino Americans, Filipinos in general, burn fat, build muscle, live the best life they've ever felt in their health, wealth, and relationships. And this training is something a lot different than what I'm used to, than what you're used to seeing. Usually I talk a lot about, tactically speaking, fitness-wise, when it comes to burning fat, building muscle, and fitness as a whole. This is going to be big on mentality. I've been loving mentality lately. So this topic is from survival to sustainability, a shift Filipino men have to make, Filipino providers, Filipinos in general have to make. It's going to be roughly a 15-minute long video. Let's get this. I'm excited. I'm hyped. I wrote this out this morning. All right, so section 1. Most Filipino men don't struggle because they're lazy. They struggle because they're still surviving. They're in a survival state, survival mentality. Growing up, learning how to endure, not how to pace, not how to build sustainability in your life. That applies to, again, your health, your wealth, how you manage your finances, and your relationships in your life, whether your spouse, your friendships, family, extended family, etc. Being praised for handling things quietly. Learning early that complaining isn't productive. I'm sure you can relate to this. Understanding that emotions come second. Accepting that responsibility comes first. 1,000% on that. I'm sure you guys all can relate to this. And inner dialogue wise, I've always figured things out. I'm pretty sure you've thought this way. I've always figured things out. Why does it feel heavier now? This is probably what you're feeling. Key point, I want to drive this home. Survival mode worked when life was simple. When you were young, you didn't have much responsibility, but as you get older, you have more stacked things on your plate. It starts breaking when life gets complex. When things just get a lot more busier. A little bit of a typo there. Okay, what survival mode actually looks like. Survival mode sounds like, I'll just push through this season. You probably said that too many times this year or last year or a couple years before that. Once this calms down, then I'll take care of myself. Then I'll take care of my health. Then I'll get a blood work done. Then I'll go to the doctor. Then I'll hit the gym. Then I'll start eating more healthier. Then I'll cut back on X, Y, and Z foods. Other people have it worse. I shouldn't be complaining. Other people have it worse. I don't have time to slow down because I'm constantly grinding. I have a lot of things to get done. I don't have time to slow down. In fitness, what it looks like, in your health, or what it looks like overtraining. If you're consistently training, you're probably overtraining. You're probably under-eating. A lot of people eat a lot less than they're supposed to. I got clients in the program right now eating so much more and losing weight, burning fats, building muscle, and feeling a lot better energy levels-wise and just having a lot more quality sleep. Skipping recovery. Probably not getting enough sleep. Probably not prioritizing sleep as well. Using exhaustion as proof of effort. Constantly burning yourself out. In life, it looks like saying yes too often to everything. Friends, family, other hobbies, responsibilities that you should be taking on at this time. Saying yes too often. Carrying responsibilities without boundaries. Key point. Feeling guilty without resting. Feeling anxious when things are calm. That's what it looks like. Inner dialogue, you're probably thinking, if I slow down, everything falls apart. And you don't want to take the foot off the gas at all. Key point here, survival mode doesn't mean you're weak. It means it worked once. You're in a different season of life. Life is full of seasons. Fitness is full of seasons. There's going to be times where you have to change your priority list and change where you're currently utilizing your time, efforts, energy, etc. Now that you're getting older, you need a different strategy. Different strategies every couple years or so. Why survival mode stops working? The shift. Survival mode is built for short bursts. Adult life requires long-term timelines. You need more sustainability in your life. Responsibility doesn't decrease, it multiplies. Hear that last part again. What starts happening? Energy dips, motivation becomes inconsistent, body stops responding, patience shortens, get mad easily, resentment builds quietly, body stops responding. What does that mean? It means your energy dips. No longer have energy like how you used to. You start to gain a lot more weight. You start to feel like the pounds are creeping in every single month or so, and you're finding yourself looking in the mirror, and not seeing the version that you not only wish you were, but also seeing the version of yourself that you used to be. Not seeing it. Inner dialogue, you're probably thinking, I'm doing everything all right. Why am I still tired? Why am I gaining weight? I feel like I'm putting so much work in. I'm hitting the gym. I feel like I'm eating healthy-ish, but there's no structure around it. Why am I still tired? Key point, survival teaches you how to endure pressure, not how to manage it. The identity conflict, being raised to honor sacrifice, respecting parents' work ethic, feeling conflicted about changing patterns, what you feel like, if I slow down, am I being soft? Am I being weak? I feel that one. If I prioritize myself, is that selfish? I feel this one. If I go to the gym, if I meal prep, if I do X, Y, and Z and schedule time for myself, am I being selfish? Am I taking care of myself? Is this disrespecting how I was raised? Some inner dialogue stuff. Here's an important frame to think about. Sustainability isn't rejection. It's evolution. As you get older, you have to be more mature with your time, your energy, your money. Inner dialogue. I don't want to become someone who can't carry weight, but I can't keep carrying it like this. You're probably like I don't want to be someone who can't carry weight. I want to be dependable. I want to be reliable. But I just can't keep carrying it like this specifically. I need to find a new strategy, a new way that's sustainable for me. The shift, survival to sustainability. The good part. Here's the clarity. Through 3 different sections. Responsibility evolves. Responsibility does not decrease. It just matures. Responsibility evolves from I'll handle everything to manage myself well. In other words, what does that look like? Taking care of myself and my health so that I have more energy to take on those responsibilities that I do need to do. Am I saying you need less responsibilities? You need to take a step back on helping family and friends and your work, side hustles, etc., to be able to do certain things? No, what I'm saying is you need more energy. What does that look like? You need to manage yourself better. Take care of yourself. When you take care of your health, when you take care of the foods that you eat on a daily basis and how you exercise, you'll have more energy to take on more responsibility and take on the responsibility with quality. Discipline evolves. You don't just push harder for the sake of pushing harder. You're not 18 anymore. You remove friction. What does that mean? You're more efficient with your time. You start time blocking. You start opening up and downloading Google Calendar. And you start analyzing, where do I spend my time? Do I really need 2 hours to do this, or can it take 1 hour? Does it really take 5 hours to do this, or can I do this in 3 hours? Not pushing harder, more time does not equal more quality. Be efficient with your time. That's what it means by removing friction. Am I adding things in my life that actually doesn't move the needle forward? Ask yourself that question. A lot of people are picking up way too many things that's not actually helping you and your outcome and your goal that you're shooting for yourself and also for everyone else. C, strength evolves. You go from never stopping to knowing when to pause, knowing when to recover. Something that I've always teach my clients: with every dose of stress needs a dose of recovery. You need recovery if you want to be efficient, you want to excel, and you want to progress and grow. Rest. Knowing when you need to take a break. Fitness is full of seasons. There will be some times where you're pushing hard in the gym, pushing hard in meal prep, pushing hard on your life, utilizing every time wisely, and there's going to be a season, a week or 2 weeks, where you're deloading, where you just focus on quality time. Focus on resting. Focus on taking a step back. Something I always like to tell my clients is, sometimes you need to take 2 steps back to take 1 big leap forward. In fitness terms, it looks like training to recover, not just sweat. A lot of you guys working out in the gym, sweating like crazy, and not actually training properly. Eating enough to perform, not punish. Planning weeks, not reacting daily. What is reacting daily? You wake up in the morning and you're like, what do I got to do today? You should have known that last night. You should have known that the day before. Not wake up in the morning and see what kind of responsibilities you have. When you don't have priorities set for the day, for the week, everything else becomes a priority. What does that do? It puts you in survival mode. Now you feel like everything's a priority and you feel like you're burnt out every single day and you wonder why you're chronically stressed every single day. Prioritize your weeks, planning it well. What's important? What's not as important? Prioritizing what's first, and then secondary, third, etc. In life terms, it means setting non-negotiables. What are non-negotiables in your life? Taking care of yourself and your family. For example, waking up maybe an hour early to get a little bit of exercise in, or to meal prep. Getting 10K steps per day. You don't have to, a lot of people think it's hard. Put a timer on your phone for about every 2 hours and walk for 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. Prioritize it well. protecting your energy. This comes with not just in what you do. I'm talking about who you hang with, who you surround yourself with. Protect your energy. Building structure instead of relying on grit. Having strategy. Work smarter, not harder. Don't just work out 6-7 days a week without any structure or training protocols, and you just find yourself burning calories and sweat, and you just find yourself nowhere where you want to be, and you're just frustrated because you're putting in so much work and you're saying nothing. Inner dialogue. I don't want less responsibility. I want to carry it better. This is when the shift happens that every person wants to become a high-level individual. What sustainability actually requires. Here's some actionable clarity. Coach, what do I do? Sustainable requires structure over intensity. Again, don't just go to the gym. A good example, don't go to the gym and just sweat like crazy and burn a ton of calories. Have structure in your training. I have clients right now not burning a ton of calories. They're burning weight. They're burning fat, and they're building muscle. They're recompositioning well, and they're not pushing themselves as hard in the gym. They're not trying to burn as much calories as possible. They're training with intentionality, not intensity. Excuse me. Identity over motivation. I adopt a new identity. I'm a person who finishes what I start. I'm a person who doesn't negotiate with my habits. I'm a person that just gets things done, even if it's inconvenient. Identity over motivation. Planning over reaction. Again, if you don't prepare, you're preparing to fail. Stop reacting to every day. You're going to find yourself overwhelmed, chronically stressed, chronically overwhelmed. Plan your day. Set priorities for the week and plan them out accordingly prior to the week starting. Recovery without guilt. Guidance without ego. We've all got to the point where like, I don't need any help. I'm good. I handle everything myself. I'm good. I don't need any help. Guidance is everything. All the best athletes in the world have what? Guidance as a coach. There's going to be some points in your life you don't have knowledge on and how to deal with it better or how to be more efficient with your body now that you're getting older. Guidance without ego. Asking for help. Key point, the goal isn't to stop being disciplined. It's to stop destroying yourself to prove who you are. We already know you're a hard worker. Now we need to work smarter now so you can be more sustainable with your life. Inner dialogue, you're probably feeling, I'm tired of restarting. I want something that lasts. Read that again. My conclusion here, responsibility isn't going away anytime soon. If anything, there's going to be more. And you need more energy and taking care of yourself to take them on. Trials and tribulations are coming. More challenges are coming. Pressure isn't disappearing. It's not. Life isn't getting any lighter. It's not. There will be seasons where it is lighter, and there'll be seasons where it's harder. Plan for both. But how you carry it can change. Final frame. Our parents survived so we could build better. Sustainable is how we honor that. Survival got you here. Sustainability is what takes you forward. You don't stop being responsible. You stop bleeding yourself dry. Stop burning yourself out on purpose. Be more wiser with your time and your energy and your money. This isn't about doing less. It's about doing it longer. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Most men try to make this shift alone. They're wondering why they keep restarting over and over again. Sustainability isn't about effort. It's about having structure you don't have to think your way through. No guesswork. Asking for guidance, having some structure in your health, in your wealth, in your relationships, so you actually have structure moving forward. So all you have to do is execute, and you're not trying to plan and figure things out by reacting every single day. If this feels like it's describing you, you're not broken. The old system just it's not working anymore. You're just operating with an outdated framework. End of today's training. If this sounds like you and you want to make a big change in your life and you want to elevate not just your health, your wealth, and your relationships, you want to burn fat, build muscle, you want to look the best you've ever felt in your entire life, not just physically, but also mentally, also spiritually, go ahead and DM me on my Instagram. Literally, go on my Instagram. This is my IG here. This is my IG at Chester Carupo. Go ahead and DM me survival in all capitals, just so I know you came from this training. DM me survival, and let's have a chat to see if we can help if you want to build real sustainability and not live on just survival all the time. It worked before, it cannot work now. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a what? Different result. Train smarter, not harder. Hope you got a lot of value from this. Hope it changed your perspective on your life a little bit. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Be efficient with your time, energy, and your money. Invest well. All right, peace out. Love y'all. Let's go.